Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are giving you our Week 3 fantasy football starts and sits for the Sunday and Monday matchups. That's right, we're here to help you make all the right decisions on who you should keep in your lineup and who you should pull out of your lineup. Let's start this fantasy football podcast right meow.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Fantasy Football Upside. I am Justin, that is Kyle. Thanks for dropping by our Fantasy Football Podcast and YouTube channel. We appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So that means we're on week 3, everybody. The waiver wire has already cleared. That means definitely check out our episode that we dropped this week because there might be somebody still out there that you need to go out and grab. Also, check to see if anybody drops somebody of some really good value. Maybe like a DJ Chark out there who somebody in our league might have dropped, which... I'm thinking about it. But maybe. I might throw a little something down, see how it feels. But we always have a good time here, everybody. And seeing as though this is week 3, we're going to go over the Sunday starts and sits. We're going to go through every single matchup for you. But if you have any questions of one player versus another, send that down in the comments below.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, drop that down below. Raise your hand and just say...
Little help now.
That's right. While you're down there, hit that like button as well as the subscribe button and the bell so that you're notified when we go live on Sundays. That's right. We've been doing a live game or a live pregame show on Sundays, and that's been going pretty well. We've got I think most of the technical issues worked out for the most part.
Yeah, you guys definitely got to hear if you're on there this last Sunday.
A little bit of the sausage.
That countdown for us, Kyle, does not mean it mutes
Mute.
For us.
Yeah, no. Yep, there we go. All right, so let's dive in headfirst, get going on these headfirst in the shallow end, and we've got the Sunday games. What one do we have off the top here, Justin? We've got Indy at Tennessee, right? Why don't you go ahead and hit us with Indy?
I will, actually. Thank you, Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about Carson Wintz here, just because I want to talk about him, not for the fact that I'm going to start him, unless maybe I'm in a 2 QB or a super flex, but he's been out with not one, but 2 sprained ankles, but he did put in a practice on Friday, so it is more of a game time decision, and that kind of reflects on what I think about Michael Pittman Jr. I think he can provide a flex value only if Carson Wentz is playing, because we're talking about Brett Hundley and Jacob Eason potentially splitting duties. Yes, I said duties at QB for the Colts, and that's not something that I would really want to do. I am going to start JT, Jonathan Taylor, our guy, but it's going to be a pretty rough offensive game no matter what's going on, because JT sadly has just not been able to perform under a offensive line that has not performed at all. Other than that, man, that's all I got for Indianapolis Colts.
All right, I've got the Titans here, and I would start Tannehill. He's quietly been consistent, and I mean, if you have him, you already kind of know that, though, right? He's, if he's on your team, you already know that. So I think you're just going to roll with him that either way, most likely. So it's probably not a question whether you're going to start him. With Derrick Henry, at this point right now, he's operating as a stud. They seem determined, though, to break him this year with the carries that he's seeing. And then they have an extra game to worry about, right? I mean, we've talked about what the long-term ramifications are of last season's carries on this season. And maybe Henry's a little bit of an outlier probably, but at some point, something I think is just not going to work out right here. And not
gonna work.
Yeah. Other than that, though, I've got A.J. Brown and Julio Jones both as starts. This is a good defense to face with wide receivers so far this season, so roll with either of those guys. It's surprising. The Colts last year were much better in the secondary.
One note, Xavier Rhodes should be playing, who is arguably one of our top corners, just outside of Kenny Moore. But I still don't know if his addition can stop the A.J. Brown, Julio Jones.
Yeah, that's a lot. All right, we got Atlanta at the Giants. Here we go. I'll take Atlanta. Matt Ryan's 2 QB and Superflex play only for me, but I mean, it's really the bottom of the barrel at that point with him. I would say right now he's kind of ruining Ridley, right? Unless they do something here, I would say Ridley's going to be looking to head out of town, because unless they make a move that satisfies him, why would he hang around? He's a high volume guy who's just waiting to have that huge breakout, and it's not going to happen with Matt Ryan behind the center. So Mike Davis is a start actually this week. This is a good defense to get the running game going. This is a really bad run defense essentially, but will the box be stacked because of Matt Ryan being incompetent essentially at this point? It's entirely possible. So I have concerns about whether or not Mike Davis is a great play. I think he's startable. Question is what kind of value he's going to be able to bring even against a really bad defense against the run. Calvin Ridley, starting to hope that Ryan's, not going to ruin him. I mean, it's really what it boils down to. Cordarrelle Patterson, you're kind of hoping that, if you're playing him, you're really playing like a hopeful, just roll of the dice kind of thing. It's at this point.
His career.
Yeah, his whole career. But there were a lot of people who ran and got him off the waiver wire. We didn't recommend him. We didn't, say, hey, go get this guy. There are a lot of people who have, actually, because they've got some sort of weird faith in Atlanta's offense somehow. It's not working. And, I don't know what's happened to Matt Ryan other than he's just getting older. Kyle Pitts, hey, good luck. That's a wide receiver who plays tight end. He doesn't block.
That's a rookie that, it's going to have a lot of hit or misses.
Yeah, I mean, if you drafted him, you should have been watching our show this summer. All right, what do you got on the Giants?
All right, Daniel Jones, he's a 2 QB super flex start, and it's because of that rushing floor. It's pretty decent. Always has been. Once again, we play fantasy football, not real football, because I don't want him as my quarterback throwing the ball. But
you also don't want to get hit.
No. That too.
Yeah, there's that.
There's that. Saquon Barkley is a start. Coming off I would almost call it mini bye week after the Giants played on Thursday Night Football the previous Thursday night. So it's still limited in practice. We have not seen the old Barkley yet. Should still get some low-end running back 2 value as he works his way back. I know you drafted him as a low-end running back 1, but that's just what you're going to get right now until he gets all the way back healthy. But this offense is just not suited to really have that elite running back 1.
Yeah, speaking of being ruined by your team.
Ruined. Yeah, ruined. Well, speaking of that, wide receivers, Kenny Golladay, Sterling Shepard. For Kenny Golladay, he's a flex only at this point. The guy just can't get separation, and he has a non-accurate quarterback. That just does not spell good fantasy football. Sterling Shepard.
He's a boundary receiver with an inaccurate QB.
Yep.
Like he doesn't play separation wide receiver. He plays positional, body position relative to the field. And so he's a boundary receiver and he's really good at it. Daniel Jones is not a boundary thrower because he's really bad at it. Yeah.
No. Sterling Shepard's a decent flex in a non-PPR, but he's actually a starter in PPR because he is gobbling up the targets whenever Daniel Jones does throw to the side of the barn, and luckily Sterling Shepard's there.
Say Dangle Jones? Dangle Jones.
That's about all you're going to get is a dangling of a little carrot out there for anybody
don't
that's
do
on
it.
the Giants.
Don't do it.
Yeah. All right, what we got next? We got the LA Chargers.
Yeah, we've got the Chargers at the Chiefs, right? So Chargers, Herbert, start him, right? Surprisingly friendly defense for QBs so far out of Kansas City. It's another defense like the Colts where it's been a little bit surprising as to the just lack of defensive effort. Well, I wouldn't say effort, right? But just lack of defensive prowess. Colts, Green Bay. I mean, Green Bay, it's not a surprise. They hired Joe Barry. They should have seen that one coming. Austin Eckler expecting a big week against the 4th best running back matchup, right? This is the 4th worst running back defense against the running back. So this is a really good smash spot for Eckler. Make sure you got him in your lineup twice. Keenan Allen likely to be tough sledding in the secondary, but I'd still call him a start. You got to roll with him. He's Herbert's favorite target, but guess who's coming on like gangbusters lately, and that's Mike Williams. I still only have him as a flex because though he has finished as a wide receiver 1 and a wide receiver 2 so far, mostly due to targets, I'm guessing he has an off week finally. I think that this is where it happens. It's going to be a difficult secondary to get the ball pushed down the field on, and they're just going to be running all day. If they just take what's given to them, they're just going to keep running the ball. Jared Cook, it's a flex, but don't. It's two tight end league only, and even then, just don't. All right, what do you got on Kansas City?
All right, Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, that's a start.
Never heard of him.
No. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He's a start, but man, he is not having the bounce back that we wanted.
Nope.
I mean, right now you're getting low end running back 2 to flex value right now, but you are going to start him still because this is the best offense in the NFL. Tyreek Hill, yeah, you're going to start him. Mecole Hardman, is he getting enough work for a flex? Well, if you're looking for a boom or bust, then yes, you can start him. If you feel like you have enough floor players in your lineup and you want to try to get a little boom in there, Mecole Hardman could be your guy. Travis Kelce, keep it moving. Let's go. What we got next?
Yep. All right, Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. We've got Joe Burrow. That's another 2 QB in Superflex. I feel like I got a bunch of the teams that are mostly the 2 QB and Superflex QBs. And the 2 QB Superflex guys, right? Joe Mixon, I just wanted to mention, he's not a start for me this week. He's been getting a heavy opportunity load, right? But it's been unpredictable in production, really, in my mind, the way I see it. I think he finished as RB1 and then as RB29, and it was roughly the same carry total. I would look for him to struggle heavily this week. This is not a defense you want to try to run on, and I don't know how they get it done here. I really don't. I don't see them beating Pittsburgh. Just tough week. T. Higgins, doubtful, shoulder injury. If he is out there, he's likely to get enough opportunity to really be playable, right? But this is not a smash spot. This is a run and hide spot. I like T. Higgins because I feel like a lot of the work he does is close to the line of scrimmage, and as a result, with a bad line like they've got going right now, it's one of the only real high-end value target guys that Burrow really has to go to, right? I mean, other than him, there's not a whole lot close to the line that I would trust right now. So That's what I've got. I've got 2 flexes. That's it.
Dang. T. Higgins sits, Jamar Chase, maybe?
No, I feel like they were... I feel like they were trying to push it to him in that first game, right?
Yeah, that's what we said too.
And
they were going to come out and do that.
If there were ever a team that would hunt that guy down if the ball was thrown his way, it's Pittsburgh. These teams hate each other. Absolutely hate each other. I mean, with a lot of good reason.
Yeah,
Vontaze perfect. He only changed. He only changed Antonio Brown's personality with one hit.
Dude,
jeez.
He rattled something in there, and it's been off ever since.
Oh yeah.
All right, Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger, 2 QB for Superflex only. He's also dealing with the sore boob right now, sore pec. So he's playing like a boob as well. But anyways, Najee Harris, you're going to start him because he's getting a whole lot of volume. But
that's what we said, man. That's what we said. It's like 1.5 yards per carry or something, right?
Dude, he's going to hit that
crazy
wall soon. He is big, but he's going to hit that wall.
Yeah.
Deontay Johnson, it's looking like he is out for Sunday, so you're going to have to think of something else, everybody. Chase Claypool, Juju Smith-Schuster, I would put them in the startable range. Chase, he's going to get you wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 numbers, but he's got so much boomer bust in his game. Yeah. And then Juju, it's always that flex value floor because he's going to get targets, but it's a super low yards per target. I mean, we're talking 6 or 7 yards per target, everybody. That's
his air yards are low. Yeah.
Super low.
Not good.
If there's going to be anybody that actually takes up some of those targets, but this is almost maybe like a DFS play, is James Washington. I mean, that's about the only person that would get that, but
that's a fence swing if I've ever heard it.
Exactly. That's why I said it's a DFS. He's probably only $2,000 or something on there. That's all I got for them.
All right, Chicago at Cleveland. Justin Fields, I've got him as a flex play. There's running upside. Makes him worth that flex play, right? Super flex or 2 QB. But I expect him to make a lot of mistakes in this game, and I don't think it's going to be a great experience if you've got him in your lineup. If he's your second QB in the lineup, then I think you could feel a little bit more comfortable with that. But I'm hopeful that he was your third QB on your team if you're in a 2 QB league. David Montgomery, likely to be a tough day, but the volume could really help him. I think they're going to try to take a lot of the pressure off Fields, and so they're going to continue to go to Montgomery. And I think that Fields, and I said this before, I think that Fields is actually good for Montgomery because he's a threat to run. He's going to check down a whole lot probably because they're going to force him to do that just to keep him, in control and keep his psyche up. And then not only that, it's just, there's going to be higher volume in the run game, I think, just because they're going to need
RPOs, man.
Yeah.
It's the RPOs. You actually have to honor.
Yep.
Like if Andy Dalton was trying to do an RPO, no one's going to freaking honor that.
No.
I get it.
Allen Robinson,
The proof.
Yep, the proof. Start him. Cole Komet. I actually think he's a start. And I think that he's going to be one of the biggest beneficiaries of getting Justin Fields starting. I really do. His target numbers have been really, really good so far this year. And we always know rookie QBs, they love the tight end position. They love to go at that tight end. And so I think Komet's poised to have a good game. And Cleveland's not great against the tight end, actually. It's one of the areas that they're not the best at. I've got Jimmy Graham as like a 2 tight end league flex play kind of. He's so touchdown dependent that, I mean, yeah, he'll get 2 touchdowns and 2 targets, but it's all going to be 5 yards total, that kind of thing.
No, I like the idea on the tight ends for you because Cleveland Browns are down their middle linebacker. They had to put Anthony Walker on IR, so yeah. I like that, man.
I mean, I do want to caution people. This is still Matt Nagy calling the plays. It does not change that part. He didn't leave. He's not on the IR or anything like that. So I am warning you. The obvious way to exploit a defense is not the way he's going to approach it because, they'll account for their defect. Yeah. All right. What do you got on Cleveland?
All right. Baker Mayfield. Once again, another 2 QB or super flex only because that's the only thing I feel confident. Nick Chubb, dude's elite running back. I mean, he gets a whole lot out of those limited touches. I think he's average. I know. Granted, okay, we're 2 weeks in, but he's like dang near 7 yards a carry.
Yeah. On 13 touches a game or something.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
He would be the perfect running back for Mike McCarthy.
Yes, because he's like, I'm only going to get you 13.
Oh, you only need 13? Yeah, that's all I was going to give you.
I got you, bro.
Yeah, whether or not you did anything, that's all I was going to give you.
That's on you. Yeah. That's not on me. That's on you.
Yeah. I don't know. I put the ball in your hand and you had 80 yards to get there. You just didn't do it.
Well, the guy that's sucking some of that more value out of Nick Chubb, even though he's still providing elite, is Kareem Hunt. He's a flex only, and he's just not the greatest at that either. Mm-hmm. It's just a lot of, he's going to get you a touchdown here or there, but it's hard to count on that. Odell Beckham Jr., he is actually a flex for me, flex value, because he is on pace to make the season debut, and that is also in line with Landry being put on IR. So I think he should get a decent amount of targets, even though I think he's going to be on a little bit more of a pitch count, so you would say. So once again, Jarvis Landry on IR. I would love to have a little faith in Donovan Peoples-Jones. I just can't do it yet. Yeah. Even though if for some reason OBJ only plays like 25% of the snaps, then maybe he's relevant, but they just don't want to throw the ball.
Yep. All right. Next, we've got Baltimore at Detroit. Lamar Jackson. Think you've heard of him. He's going to get a lot of chances to run that ball, right? Detroit is trash against the run defense. I mean, they are, in fact, the worst in the league against the run. So start all the Baltimore guys who run the ball. So you've got Lamar Jackson, the running back 1/QB1 on that team. Tyson Williams, he's going against a terrible defense, and he's actually looked really good. So, yeah, I mean, I would go with him. And Latavius Murray, I think you kind of flex there, but that's a really risky play still because I just don't see the volume getting there. You might be thinking to yourself, oh, he's running back 2 on this team. He's not. He's running back 3 because you forgot about Lamar Jackson. Marquise Brown, he's okay to start, but the running game will be where this game is won, and they know that. And Lamar Jackson can do that. That's what they love to run, love to play, so that's what they're going to do. And Mark Andrews, I mean, you're starting him whatever I say, right? Doesn't matter. I can tell you, sit him, you're still going to start him. Yeah. So that's what I've got. I mean, Sammy Watkins is maybe a flex here, but again, don't get too deep into this one. It's going to be the running game all day.
Yeah. All righty.
What do you got on Detroit?
Detroit. I have Blake Bortles 2.0 as in Jared Goff. He's going to get you all that garbage time.
I don't know. He looked hot in the first half of last week, the Monday night game, didn't he? They brought the Packers brought 5 pressure plays on defense in the first half entirely, right? And each time that they did it, they were in zone, I think. And the word is that LaFleur went to Joe Barry during the halftime and said, dude, if you're in man coverage and you don't bring pressure, I'm taking it away from you. Like, that's ridiculous. You cannot go with our great man coverage guys. You cannot not bring pressure. So the first 5 plays of the second half on defense were all 5 pressure plays, 3 and out, 2 turnovers. And the game was out of reach by the end of it. So they started going into zone. It's like, how do you not get that? Oh, yeah, you coached an 0-16 defense.
But he was given another opportunity because he earned it. So Jared Goff is a 2 QB only, and even then you want to hope for a lot better. DeAndre Swift, he definitely kind of fell back down to earth a bit after that great week 1, and that's kind of the same with Jamal Williams. But yeah, I think DeAndre would still be a decent running back 2 for you. Jamal Williams is a desperation flex against a tough defense. Other than that, this offense runs through TJ Hawkinson. I don't really feel confident on anybody else. Tyrell Williams was put on IR. Quintez Cephas, if you got another room on the end of your bench, throw him on there if he's available. Other than that, that's all I got for the Lions.
Yep. All right, we've got New Orleans at New England. All right.
Oh goodness.
New Orleans. I've got 1 start, and that's it. That's it. You know the name, Alvin Kamara. That's all I've got. The rest of it, though, right now, I just don't trust. And Jameis Winston, I think he could just blow your socks off completely, right? They could just do a wonderful job. However, the thing that New England has really going for them this year is that their defense is back. It's good again, right? I mean, they got
their players back.
Yeah,
they had a lot of opt-outs last year.
Yes, they did. So I would look for Belichick to be able to manage Jameis Winston pretty much. Out game plan him. Look for Sean Payton to try some wacky, goofy stuff with Taysom Hill. Yeah, I don't know. It's just start Kamara. The rest of it, if you throw any of those other players in your lineup, good luck to you.
Yep.
I just don't see it working. I see you've almost got as many starts as I do.
Yeah. All right, Mac Jones, another 2 QB or Superflex only. Yep. Damian Harris, I am going to start him. He's dealing with a bit of a finger issue, but he should be go for Sunday. He's a good running back, too, for you. James White has been really good at getting you some PPR flex value right now. Other than that, that's all I got on the running backs. Jacoby Myers, I've always liked Jacoby, but right now he's providing flex value. I mean, he's finishing just outside that top 36, so truthfully, that does mean some flex value as the number 1
Yeah, but what kind of
target.
Yeah, I mean a flex value at wide receiver, not necessarily great relative to all the other flex options that are available. Yeah.
Unless you're in some sort of PPR.
Yeah, I mean he's rolling as a wide receiver 4. That doesn't necessarily make him a flex value truly. Yep. So I don't know. I mean he's the best target in the passing game for them. Mm-hmm. And he could pop off as a wide receiver 2 every once in a while, maybe. But that's going to be very touchdown dependent, so it's high variance outcome. So yeah. All right, we've got Arizona Cardinals at the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is the matchup you've been waiting for all week long. Probably not, right? Unless you're from Arizona or Jacksonville, I can't imagine that you're really interested in this game too much. Unless you're a fantasy football player who has Kyler Murray on your team, right? So you definitely check in with us. You need to know whether or not you can start Kyler Murray. And I'm here to tell you that, yes, you can safely start Kyler Murray this week. It is going to be okay. You can safely put him into your lineup and probably have QB1 on the week, guys.
Hashtag analysis.
Yeah, there you go. I just want to make sure that you understand where I am on this. Definitely put him out there. Try him out there. You know that. He has potential to be QB1 any week in this season, I'm pretty sure. And he's putting together a season that could end up getting him into the discussion for the league MVP. Chase Edmonds is a flex option for me right now. And I would say that that's like borderline, actually. He's getting a decent amount of return right now. He's showing up in, I want to say, the high 20s for running back right now. So he is worth considering. Let's see here. As far as wide receivers, we've got DeAndre Hopkins. Obviously, you're going to start him, but you need to make sure that you are aware of whether or not he's actually playing. Game time decision. He's got a rib injury. I think did he break ribs? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
I think you're thinking of somebody else. It just looks like he has not practiced pretty much all week long.
Yeah, they're probably just
put on a game time decision for him. Yeah.
Well, if he doesn't start, then I think you roll. If you've got either of these guys, you roll with Kirk or Rondale Moore. I think both are viable starts there. And I actually still consider Moore a start, even with Hopkins on the field. So I would say both of those are good. If Hopkins is out, I would go with Kirk. I don't think anybody's handcuffing DeAndre Hopkins, though. Like, I don't think that's a thing. So if you have Kirk and Hopkins, that's a little bit weird. But, you know, if you're paying attention and you have Kirk on your team and you see DeAndre Hopkins is out, you're kind of questioning, what do I do here at my, fourth wide receiver flex kind of thing? What am I going to do here? Well, Kirk should be a consideration then, because I think that's going to be a decent value. Ball's got to go somewhere, and Murray's going to throw it a heck of a lot.
Yep. All right, speaking of a guy that's been throwing a heck of a lot, but very ineffective,
Why?
I am sitting Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, yeah.
Sitting.
Imagine
He's one of the
that.
most ineffective QBs in the league right now. James Robinson is
I just want to say,
guy.
I did see a tweet where somebody said that going all the way back to, I think, junior high for Trevor Lawrence, he was 68-0 when he was single.
Yeah.
And since he's been married, he's 0-2.
Well, the biggest thing in football terms was he was undefeated in regular season in high school and college until he got to the good old Jacksonville Jags.
Yeah.
But another guy that's had his fantasy value just sucked out of him is James Robinson.
Urban Meyer is the new
Gase,
the new Adam Gase. Urban Meyer.
Oh, you've been Gased, you've been mired. Yep. But this is a fun little one.
You got herbed.
The Jags are the only team in the league with 0 rushing attempts in the red zone after 2 weeks. Let that one sink in.
Well, how many times have they made it to the red zone? It's the bigger question. Probably like 2.
Yeah. High score. Did I break it?
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
But okay, here we go. Wide receivers. They actually do have some decent wide receivers. Marvin Jones is he's got a decent floor on this team, and you mentioned it a lot more than I did, but he's bringing some wide receiver 3 value.
Yeah.
DJ Chark is
I was saying you could draft him. People were not believing me. I said he's a high volume guy down there.
Yep. Speaking of getting some good volume, it's just if he's coming down with it, you got 12 targets in week 1, I believe. I think you got 4 or 5 in week 2, and that's DJ Chark. I mean, with that kind of volume, he's going to get you a boomer bust.
Yeah.
That's all I got. Sadly, one of our tight ends that I was keeping an eye on because at the beginning of the season injured his ankle last week, and that's James O'Shaughnessy.
Shag Hennessy.
Shag Hennessy. Well, he's on the IR now, sadly. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
We'll pour some out for you, buddy.
Yeah. All right, here we go. We got Washington football team at the almost messed up. Buffalo Bills. All right, here we go. I'm not starting any of the QBs, and Gibson's a flex play. He hasn't broken out this year yet. Probably won't this week, actually. So I'm kind of concerned there. I just don't see the QBs being able to get it really going. Terry McLaurin has been the focal point of this passing game. Feel free to run with him, roll with him, right? Heineke can get the ball pushed down the field decently. I just don't see him like accumulating a lot of yards to be worth actually being a starter or a super flex. Logan Thomas could be solid this week. If anything good is going to happen in my mind for this team, it's going to go through him. So if they're going to find a way to really truly compete with Buffalo, it's going to have to go through Logan Thomas. It really is. So, all right, what do you got on Buffalo?
All right, Josh Allen, you're going to start him, but everybody, no one's really talking about this, man. This has been a pretty decent regression to start the season. QB 19, yes, we are only 2 weeks
It's almost
in.
like rushing 9 touchdowns plus a season is not sustainable. It's weird.
Football,
it's so
nuts,
weird.
Everybody.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things that I saw was his 10 to 20 yard passes down the field. He is about half of where he was on the completion percentage compared to last year. Anytime you think of half in completion percentage, that is not a good thing, everybody.
Yeah.
Let's go on.
It's New York QB disease, right? It's the state of New York QB disease.
So whenever Gase left, his Gaseness just kind of went everywhere.
There's a cloud of Gaseness all over that state now. It's everywhere.
I'm surprised the Jets aren't doing as well as they have, just based off of some of the things that
aren't they supposed? Yeah, I mean, aren't they supposed to win a championship? Yeah, they're supposed to win the Super Bowl.
Based off of history.
Yeah, every time Gates leaves, that's what happens. He left Denver, and they won a Super Bowl the next year. He left his high school team when he graduated from high school. They won their state championship the next year.
Tannehill left. So he got rid of Tannehill, and he was a comeback player of the year.
I mean, Kenyon Drake looked really good when Gase left Miami. There's a lot of different things like that. So, yeah. Darnold's looking pretty good.
Darnold looks okay.
It's almost like Adam Gase isn't a good coach. It's almost like he's
The worst.
Yeah.
Seems like a guy you might want to party with. I don't know.
I wouldn't. I don't know if I
might be
could
into
keep
some
up the
other
pace
stuff.
with him. He's not much older than me, so I don't know how he does it. Yeah. I'm not gonna go out there. I'm not gonna slander the dude.
No. Yeah, because we haven't already. Devin Singletary. Singletary's an okay flex. Even with Moss being active, he still provided some good value for you in week 2. Other than that, start your studs on Stephon Diggs. And Cole Beasley's a PPR start only.
Did you say Nicole Beasley or
No, Cole Beasley.
Nicole Beasley.
Nicole Beasley.
Yeah.
I don't like to enunciate.
Indiana. 100. It's gonna be about $100. 100. All right, we got the speaking of former Gase teams, we've got the Jets at the Broncos, right? And here I got another hard-hitting lineup here for you, Justin. Corey Davis is a start. Back end wide receiver 3 at best this week. That's it. That's all I've got. I don't have anybody else worth starting. And
Are you done?
I'm done. Just gonna fill some dead air there. Talk about some
statistics.
That's all I got. It's Corey Davis. I mean, he's looked pretty good. Zach Wilson's just
Not yet.
Not yet.
Give it time. Give it time.
Maybe. But not yet. I like their coach. I like Saleh.
You like Bob Saleh?
Bob Saleh. All right, what you got on the Broncos?
Teddy Bridgewater, 2 QB or super flex only. For a guy that's known as being one of the most ultra conservative throwers down the field, he is up there in pass attempts down the field. And that kind of sets up pretty well for a guy like Courtland Sutton. Mm-hmm. Is he back? Or is inconsistency that's kind of played his career going to be the one that kind of shines its evil head? But there's really not a whole lot of competition there's a lot of competition for targets, but when it comes to what Teddy Bridgewater did in week 2 after having a decent amount of people available to him, he really honed in on Courtland Sutton. I think that's going to continue. Running back wise, Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams, I like both players, but they're kind of canceling each other out. They're trying to butt heads when it comes to fantasy football relevancy because they're both going to get you some flex value, and that's about it. I think that's really going to be how the season is, unless somebody goes down with the injury. Otherwise, you're just going to get flex. And, truthfully, they were both kind of outside of our top 24 for running backs anyway, so we kind of said that's what it was going to be, but we thought it was going to be pretty darn close, and that's where we're at right now.
They were both being drafted right around the same spot. So I think a lot of people had the same opinion.
Yeah. But Tim Patrick, he's more of a wide receiver 4. But if for some reason you don't have a running back, or you're like me and most of all your running backs that you have on your team has been hurt,
you're gonna go pick him up and screw him over too, jinx him.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm the Hex. Noah Fant, it's hard to trust the guy, but there's no other real options when it comes to tight ends. He did catch one last week, but I have liked what I've seen out of the second tight end, and so has the Broncos. So keep an eye on when Noah Fant goes down, because it's gonna be soon enough.
Yep, eventually. It always happens. Here we go. Miami Dolphins at the Las Vegas Raiders, right? Tua, if you are not aware, he's out this week at least. The question is kind of becoming, is he done? In Miami, at least. Maybe done, period. Jacoby Brissette, 2 QB, super flex only. Myles Gaskin, decent flex value, actually, I think. Devontae Parker, I pretty much have flex guys, right? Devontae Parker, I would say he's probably back-end flex value, so I'm probably not going to be putting him in any lineups. I would rather go with a safe floor kind of guy. Then Mike Gesicki, it's 2 tight end only leagues right now. It's just this offense is unable to get it going. I don't think Brissett's going to change that for them.
He can't push the ball down the field, or he won't push the ball down the field.
He won't do it, and he holds the ball too long.
Way too long.
So I just don't see it working out. Now, if they convince him, though, to start throwing just little 10-yard digs to Devontae Parker all game, then, man, okay, It's what he was killing it with a couple years ago. But yeah, I just don't see it. I mean, that was how Gesicki and Parker made their killing. So yeah, what do you got on the Raiders?
Derek Carr, everybody, he has been performing as a back-end QB1.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chucky. It's enough to trust him. If you decided to draft Trevor Lawrence as your QB1, well, let's go ahead and bench him finally and put Derek Carr into your lineup. Josh Jacobs still not practicing, trending towards another inactive week. And that means you're going to start Kenyon Drake, but you're not really going to like it. You're not going to feel good about it. You're going to kind of feel a little dirty. You're going to hope he kind of falls into the end zone because that's about the only value you're going to get out of him.
Yeah.
Wide receiver-wise, Henry Ruggs, can we trust the second-year pro? I think he needs more work.
Yeah.
But he put up a big week 2, everybody. And then Bryan Edwards, he's a sit for me. I wanted to mention that one. He's just not getting enough consistent targets. The guy that's getting consistent targets and is good in a PPR is Hunter Renfrow, everybody. He's not seeing the end zone, but he is seeing 8 targets per game. Our little gym rat.
I was gonna say he's a real like lunch pail kind of guy, you know.
Oh, he's definitely very, he's deceptively fast.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like having a coach's son on the field, and and I mean that Chucky's one of those guys, man. It's just one of those guys that he's got to have a gym rat or two, a guy who's one of the first to leave, or first to show up, last to leave. Every team needs a wide receiver like that.
Absolutely. Every team needs a tight end like this, and that's Darren Waller, who is a stud, and you're going to start him, and I didn't really have to mention that one. All right.
Yeah, I mean, if you drafted him, you know what to do.
Yeah.
All right. We got Seattle Seahawks at the Minnesota Vikings. I'll take the Seahawks. In general, I would take the Seahawks over the Vikings. I'm not biased at all. But all right, so Russell Wilson, start him. Should be a good day. This defense can't stop anything when it comes to pretty much every position. So start him. Chris Carson, he's going to flirt with being a running back 1 on the day, in my opinion. This is going to be one of those good weeks for Carson where he shows up big time. I wouldn't be surprised to see him crack into an elite performance potentially here. DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, both of these guys will be wide receiver 1s on the day. The only thing that's going to slow those guys down is if they get really high up on score and they decide that they're just going to salt the game away with DJ Dallas or somebody, right? We kept telling everybody Lockett was going to be solid, right?
Yeah.
And look at that. He's a wide receiver 1 so far this season.
Down the field throws to Tyler Lockett. I mean, that's the best in the league in my. Yeah, they're the best in the league when it comes to that down the field throw.
I don't know. I would say Tyreek and Mahomes.
I would still put it up there.
Yeah, no, I think Lockett's great. People underestimated him. It's like they fell in love with Metcalf, and that's the shiny toy. Let's all go get this guy. And it's like you could get a guy who's higher volume TDs and had a variance year last year of lower than normal yardage for a lot less price in ADP. Yeah. So why would you pay up for Metcalf when you could go get Lockett? Hey, it's working out either way in the end right now. Both of them are killing it. So go for it, right? And we thought this offense was going to throw a whole lot more, and mostly to the running backs they were adding throws in, but it's still working. These guys are both killing it. It's opening up that downfield throw. It really is. The play action is working right now. All right, and then the only other guy I've got is Gerald Everett. I would say he's 2 tight end leagues only, but he's startable there. He's high-end tight end 2.
Yeah.
He could sneak into the, if one of Lockett or Metcalf manages to not have a good day, somehow Everett could sneak into the conversation for a tight end 1 on the week. If he gets a touchdown, he is a tight end 1 on the week, right? That's the way it works. All right, what do you got on the Vikings?
Mm-hmm. Kirk Cousins.
You're not even listening, are you?
Kirk Cousins is a good 2 QB or super flex start. I mean, the guy has been performing as a QB1, but it's like, when does it stop? Because it's gonna, he's gonna put up one of those. Yeah, he's gonna get you 250 passing yards and no passing touchdowns because they'll just hand the rock off to Dalvin Cook. But you're gonna want to keep an eye on Dalvin Cook. He didn't practice pretty much all week because of an ankle injury, but Mike Zimmer said it doesn't matter if this guy practices or not. If he's going to play on Sunday, he's going to get the full workload. So just keep an eye on it. Have a backup plan in place just in case he is inactive. But if he is active, start him like normal.
This could just be one of the 3 games he misses every year.
Yeah, it could be. If you have Alexander Madison or if you have another backup plan, that's who you're going to go with, because I would start Madison only if Cook is out.
Yeah.
Wide receivers, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. I mean, Adam Thielen's been, you know what to do. Thielen's been catching touchdowns, and Jefferson, we're still waiting to get that breakout for this season.
His volume's just not been good, and the accuracy to him has not been good. So I wouldn't necessarily rest it solely on him. I mean, he's just not.
No.
He's not. I don't know what it is. He's just not getting the ball is not coming in clean.
I think he's getting more of the defensive presence because of what he was able to do last year. And Thielen's, he's getting all over it. And another guy that's getting all over it, keep an eye on this guy, KJ Osborne. They're running more 11 personnel than ever before. And guess what, Kyle? This is one I like this one. Osborne is leading the team in receiving yards. Like, before the season, everybody thought that. Everybody knew this was, KJ Osborne.
You knew it was KJ
yards.
Osborne year.
Yeah. I put that on DraftKings, that's for sure.
All right, here we go. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the LA Rams. Brady, he's a start, right? You're going to have to be patient, though. He's going to have to be patient all day. And they're likely to bring a lot of pressure on him. That's just the MO. Knock him off the spot, make him throw fast. It doesn't always work, right? And he's more than happy to check down. So you're just going to have to be kind of patient with him. He's going to try to work the ball to the running backs, short passing game, all that sort of stuff, right? And a lot of the receivers can get done what they need to get done with short passes as well. So I'd still say start Tom Brady. It's just don't expect him to lead the league this week. Leonard Fournette, they're still trying to make old Lenny a thing, so start him, run with him. Mike Evans, start your studs. He's been solid so far, and he can produce on low targets, as we know. He's old deuces. Chris Godwin, I've got as a flex, actually. He's just kind of there right now, See here, we've got Rob Gronkowski as well. Only area this defense tends to struggle right now is the tight end position. We've also got Antonio Brown. Keep an eye on what's going on, though. He is possibly out with COVID. It's going to find it, I think, difficult, though, to, if he is playing, find downfield shots that are open for him. So if he is out, I don't know. This could, honestly, truly, though, this could be like one of those Scotty Miller sighting kind of games. Just the work close to the line of scrimmage kind of game could work in his favor.
Yeah,
so
I'm right there.
I don't have him as a start. I'm not going to put him in the lineup on a guess, right? Unless I'm, so hugely not favored in my matchup, that I need to take a shot. Then maybe, but you're really hoping this dude manages to pop off for 2 TDs if that's the case. So
right.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Rams, Matthew Stafford. Yeah, you're going to start him. Man, I like seeing him in this offense. It's just awesome to see, and it really pains me to hear that Matthew Stafford's wife was looking at homes in Indianapolis, because that was their number one choice, and I'm not bitter. But moving right along, Daryl Henderson, he's not practicing, everybody. He's a true game-time decision with a rib injury, and I saw that play. He came down on the ball, and that's not something you want your running back to be dealing with, because it could just take one more hit, and he's going to be out for the rest of the game. So I would actually look at it as Sony Michel. He's an okay flex if Henderson were to miss, but Jake Funk is going to be playing quite a bit here, and he already has. Sony Michel is going to get that maybe a first down, second down work, but it's going to be Jake Funk in that third down role. So if you really are adamant on starting Sony Michel, if Henderson misses, don't expect a huge amount of volume. He's still learning the offense, everybody. But okay, wide receiver wise, this is where they get it done. Robert Woods, 11 opportunities last week. But we're still waiting for that breakout. He mixed in a couple rushes with those 11 opportunities, and we're just waiting for that touchdown to come in on the wide receiver, or like in receiving, I should say. Cooper Kupp, he has become the number one target and the number one wide receiver right now, feels like, in this season in NFL. It's like the Cooper Kupp, my little Cooper Kupp of old, of a couple years ago. The guy has really got to go.
He's only like 4 years in the league or something, right? So
he is, but the crazy thing is he's only 1 year younger than Keenan Allen.
Yeah, Keenan Allen feels really old, though. He's not.
He does. Well, Cooper Kupp seemed pretty old last year, but that was because Jared Goff was throwing football. Tyler Higbee, this guy needs to rebound. But, I mean, this is why we avoided him during the draft season. But if you drafted him, it most likely means you drafted him as a tight end 1. Go out there and see if a Cole Komet is available. Grab him.
Yep.
Grab him.
Grab them
All
up.
right, that's all I got. Grab them up.
All right, we've got Green Bay at San Francisco. This is a Sunday night game, right? Aaron Rodgers, he's a start. San Francisco hasn't stopped QBs very much this season so far, guys. So, when they go to the running back and the tight end in the passing game, quarterbacks are killing San Francisco in that department. That's kind of Green Bay's game, right? Is mostly they go to the running backs and the tight ends in the passing game, and then they go to Devonte Adams every other time. So look for Aaron Jones to have another big day. Top 5 running back this week and on the season is very possible because San Francisco struggles against the pass catching running backs pretty good. AJ Dillon, look, like I said, they're not good against the run. He might get some cleanup time if Green Bay's defense is able to get off of the field regularly, which is a very big if right now. So I don't know. It could be a high-scoring game on both sides in the end. Devonte Adams, you got to start him still, despite the fact that it is not exactly what you want to see. So feel free to try him out there because Devonte still kills it no matter what. He's somewhat matchup proof still to this day. Robert Tonyan, San Francisco has not been good against the tight end this season. That's where teams are finding success in the passing game beyond the line of scrimmage, right? So I'd roll with Tonyan and see what you get out of that. And then one point of note here is that Jay Sternberger, he gone. That's right. They waived him this week, and then they were hopeful. The word was that they were hopeful to get him onto their practice squad. He signed with Seattle. So he's on practice squad for Seattle. Yeah. But he cleared waivers. That should tell you something there. Second round pick 3 seasons ago. It's going to take him a lot to get past
old Will Disley, Big Montana.
Well, he might get past Will Disley, but he's not getting past
Gerald Everett. Yeah. Alrighty, San Francisco 49ers, Jimmy Garoppolo, he's an OK2 QB or super flex start. Crazy number here, he had 11 carries last week. 11 for Jimmy Garoppolo because he does it on the ground.
Oh yeah. Wait, no.
That sounds weird.
Yeah.
That sounds really weird.
That sounds wrong. That did sound wrong in several different ways, but completely inaccurate, but also inappropriate.
Well, I don't think it's going to happen again, so luckily nobody's going to have to deal with this again. I'll take that back. I'm going to make it awkward.
I have a question for you. What is it about San Francisco playing against the Packers where San Francisco's team is like all hurt?
It's something in the water. It really is. Yeah. I mean, and surprisingly enough, I don't have any of these guys on my team, so I don't know how they got hurt. I don't understand.
I think I have Debo, right?
Yeah. Well, just don't trade him to me.
Debo! Yeah, don't pick him up in some other league unless you're trying to sabotage me. Well,
that might be it. But all right, for running back.
It's the only way it's going to stop.
Trey Sermon, he passed concussion protocol and is lined to make his first career start. And the coach is already talking him up. They said that he's had one of the best practices out there. He was able to practice even though he was still in the concussion protocol, but he has passed.
He's had one of the best practices out there, but 2 weeks ago he was a healthy scratch.
That's what I'm saying. It's that coach talk, everybody. It's that coach talk. Hasty has been ruled out, and Mitchell is doubtful. Look for the 49ers to have the old Ravens cast off because they couldn't keep any running backs, but they went ahead and released Trenton Cannon, so people are trying to pick him up for some reason. And they have a new pickup in Jacques Patrick, who came from the Bengals. Yeah, I said that. Yeah,
from the Bengals, the Bengals cast off.
Yep. But Debo, you mentioned him. Yeah, start your stud. He's looking like a stud this season. Debo!
He is.
Oh, and my guy, George Kittle. Gotta have a bounce back.
There it is.
You need that bounce back, man. The guy's a stud. Yeah. He just needs the volume. It's so, I
don't know what it is.
He's on the field all the time, but they need to keep him back, it feels like, for some reason to help him.
They have to keep him in to block, and he's just too good of a blocker. That's the problem. Yeah. And he's happy to do it. I think he enjoys it. So
I think so too. I don't think he really cares that much about it.
Last matchup, we've got Monday Night Football, Philadelphia Eagles at the Dallas Cowboys, the NFC East matchup here, right? Yep. These games usually, I remember 10, 12 years ago, these games would just be absolute slugfests. And it was it mattered as to who was going to win the division, but it didn't matter relative to who was going to actually win a playoff game because it was never going to be either of them, right? It was just the way it worked out. Yeah. Fun fact for you. Fun fact for you though. The 2010-2011 season, the last time the Packers won a Super Bowl, the Eagles, I think it was against the Giants. It was the last week or second to last week of the season. The Packers made it in as the last wild card only because what's his name? Macklin, I think. Or it was what other wide receiver did they have returning kicks?
Deshaun Jackson. That was
Deshaun
that game
Jackson,
where he dropped the ball and came back.
Yes, it was the game where Lawrence Tynes kicked off to him or punted to him, and then Coughlin was like, "Why'd you do that? Why? Yeah. I told you kick it out of bounds." And he ran it back and ran along the goal line and then went in. Yep. And that was the only reason the Packers made it into the playoffs, was because he ran that back with no time on the clock, and then they won a Super Bowl. All right, Jalen Hurts. Yeah, fun fact, right? Jalen Hurts, start him this week.
Hung on the ride for that one.
Yeah, there you go. They're going to try to. Yeah, that's why everybody's still here listening to us, is to catch that detail, that deep dive of information from 12 years ago, nearly. That relevance. That's what you're looking for out of us. It's what the upside brings, right? All right, yeah, whatever.
That's awesome,
Jalen Hurts.
I love it.
Jalen Hurts is a start, guys. They're going to make him throw even more than they would have before. Because Brandon Graham's out. So they've got to just kind of try to contain him. They're not going to try to like rush him and stuff or take chances of getting him outside of the pocket. So they're going to try to contain him in the pocket and make him throw. And I don't think that's a bad idea. I think that's the recipe to beat this guy, not because of him being Jalen Hurts or being super inaccurate or anything like that. It's because of the guys around him mostly, right? They're just kind of, oh yeah, there's a guy. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he's our best guy at this, but on another team he'd be like Miles Sanders probably wouldn't be starting on half the teams in this league, but he is. So he was limited early in the week. Double check his status before game time. I'm guessing he's going to be okay and go, but you never know. So if he does not go, though, I think Kenny Gainwell's the guy. I do. I think based on the way Sanders plays and what that offense seems to want, Gainwell, I think, is actually the guy. And so I would roll with him. Devonte Smith, passing game should be working. Will they try to body him up? I think so. I think that's the recipe to stop him. So they'll probably just smash him in the face on the line of scrimmage and then see if he can get off into his route and be there on time. I don't know that he does it. Jalen Reagor, I actually look for him to get behind the defense on a couple passes here. I think he's going to be one of the better starts other than Hurts on this team this week. So I actually like Reagor to get it done. I think he's underrated. Dallas Goedert, I think if he's going to go off, if it's going to pay off where you drafted him, it's got to be this week. I don't know that it will be. So I've talked to ad nauseum about my thoughts on Dallas Goedert, and he's not on any team I have. Zach Ertz, maybe it's one last hurrah for you. It's a divisional matchup. He's gonna bust out that one last shot. I don't know. Doubtful.
Get some trade value.
Yeah, get some trade value out of him. Yeah. All right, what do you got on Dallas, the team that's going to win this game?
Yeah, Dak had. I'm going to start Dak, but he had a really tough week 2 after looking great in week 1. But you already mentioned this. I think he gets back on track because this is a Brandon Graham-less Eagles. Took everything I had to be able to say that one, Kyle.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Ezekiel Elliott. Man, we've been saying it for quite a while. He is a start, but I have officially moved him to a low-end running back 2 in my book for the entire rest of the season, because this guy Tony Pollard, he just looks way more explosive than Elliott, and he's getting in enough work to trust him as a flex. The only thing I see is I think Elliott's still going to be on the field more because they trust him a lot blocking and pass pro and making sure Dak stays upright. But I think that's really the only thing that's keeping him back. And the paycheck that Jerry Jones pays him every game makes it so he can't really bench him.
Yeah.
But wide receiver-wise, Amari Cooper, he said he's good to go. He's been
Speaking of a paycheck that keeps you from being benched, but also being good to go.
Yeah, 5-year, $100 million. I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
No.
But Amari is banged up. I think it was a rib injury, but he said he's good to go. So I'm going to trust what he says.
Yeah.
Because once again, this is Monday Night Football, everybody. So you're going to have to be pretty
Mike
confident.
McCarthy is not Jason Garrett. Like Jason Garrett would back off potentially, but Mike McCarthy's like, he says he's fine. We're gonna roll with him. Give him a shot.
Nice. Well, this is another guy you can give a shot, and that's CeeDee Lamb.
No, I mean like a shot, like a shot of cortisone. Or, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully it's not the same guy from the Chargers, because stay away.
Well, yeah. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
There it is. Lamb and Cooper, I think this is what's going to happen for most of the season. I think they're just going to trade wide receiver 1 performances. But the other guy who's not the wide receiver 1 that game is going to probably get you a wide receiver 3 value. So you just don't know which one it's going to be.
We said that, didn't we?
We did. We said they were going to be trading, elite wide receiver games. But that's awesome, because I still think they're going to be able to get you a wide receiver 3 value on whoever isn't that number 1 that week.
Yeah.
Tight ends, I just can't trust either of them right now. They're kind of canceling each other out.
Schultz looks okay, but it's a question of target opportunity, and I just don't think the offense is looking at tight end as like a high value position. I have concerns here with Dak, dude. I'm kind of worried that it is not a good thing right now, that he's still not fully recovered from everything and across the board. I mean, ankle as well as shoulder. So I don't know. And if he keeps going and it's the shoulder, I mean, I say shoulder, but it's like, it's actually the trap. It's where it ties into the bicep, I think, or the tricep. If he keeps going, it's going to get worse. And they know that.
What do you mean? Week 1, he throws it 52 times. I mean, why is that bad? I don't understand what you're saying.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong with something like that?
I don't know. I mean, Urban Meyer was on the same plan with Trevor Lawrence, and what could go wrong? What could go wrong? Dropping your rookie backs, on 5 and 7 step drops repeatedly. What could go wrong? 50 passes on a 17-game season, right? What could go wrong? Yeah, I don't get it. Especially when you've got Elliott, who is able to just take a ton of volume. Why wouldn't you give Prescott? Why wouldn't you take? Well, not only that, you have a great backup in Pollard. So even if Elliott were to go down or to be hampered in some way, Pollard can pick up the ball and move. So why would you put so much on Prescott early in the year? Why wouldn't you ease him in? Yeah, put him back out there. Sure, like run him out there. He's healthy to play. But why would you put that kind of pressure on him, on his body, to perform?
I think he needs another turn in the shanty.
That's what it is.
I think McCarthy needs to go meditate.
Yeah.
Probably eat a bunch of sausages. He just seems like a sausage kind of guy.
He seems kind of like a sausage guy, sausage flavored coffee guy. But he needs like a kick in the head from a mule. Get that other eye straight, because he's not seeing correct, right? There's something.
Kyle, I'm over here.
yeah. Mike. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's terrible, because I think that Prescott is something special in this league, and I mean, he may not be the best at like breaking down a play as they get up to the line of scrimmage, or seeing things from every angle all at once, like you get with guys like Rodgers or Kyler Murray or a couple other guys out there, Russell Wilson, Brady, like those guys, right? But he is a phenomenal talent, and when you're hindered physically and you want to push that super physically talented guy, you're not getting the best out of him, and you could ruin his psyche in that regard. You could do a lot of things to him, and I don't see why you would put it all on him when you have a bunch of elite guys around him. Why do you need to do that? You don't. Yes, it boils down to it's Mike McCarthy, and for whatever reason, he thinks this is the NFL of 2009, 2010 still. So. Yeah, it's unfortunate. All right, guys, that's going to do it, though, for our Week 3 matchups, start-sits matchups. Hopefully that's been pretty helpful for you. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments down below. Hit us up on Twitter as well.
Yes.
You can hit us at FFB_upside, or at JW_the_upside, or at Kyle_the_upside. Hit us up with some questions. Follow us.
Keep them
harass us, whatever you want to do.
Throw the questions on there, because that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, because we're going to drop a lot of those into the live stream and try to answer them for you. So if you are subscribed, you will be able to also drop questions into the live stream. Feel free to do that. We will see you on Sunday, guys. Have a good one. Bye.
See you.